So I was reading Revelation chapter 17, and I felt like perhaps the prophet or apostle John was perhaps writing these words, pointing to our generation, because it says in verse 12, 13, 14, the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings who have received no kingdom as yet, but they receive authority for 1 hour as kings, which in other words, they were not officially rulers of countries or nations, but they received authority for 1 hour as kings with the beast. And these are of one mind, and they will give their power and authority to the beast. And of course, I'm sure you know that Daniel chapter 7, verse 23 tells that the beast represents a kingdom. And so mark of the beast is mark of a kingdom. And so in verse 14, it tells us that the Lamb will overcome these people. So when I read these texts, I felt like this is pointing to the so-called the Great Reset people.
World Economic Forum.
Yes.
These unelected, unaccountable major organizations that seem to be calling the shots.
Yeah, and just to hammer home what you're saying, I'm going to play a clip here for you. This is Klaus Schwab. I'll play this clip in closing. Klaus Schwab, he wrote a thing called the Club of Rome Report. He published the Club of Rome Report in the early 1970s, which called for dividing the earth into 10 economic kingdoms. And so I want you to listen to this, folks. Let me hit play. This is Klaus Schwab having a good time. Here we go.
I just would like to highlight what you said about the European Chips Act, because it's an important step to create the physical brain for digitalization and to have it located to a certain extent in Europe. I also, your reference to the Club of Rome report, the forum at that time launched actually the Club of Rome report.